All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again, reading the word with you guys. What we said was, I always forget it's called Raw.
Isaac and Cassie Raw.
Isaac and Cassie Raw. How can I forget that? Two names in Raw. But anyway, that's what we're doing today. So, hope you guys will enjoy
Raw. He says Raw like it's the god of Egypt or something. Raw.
Anyway.
Maybe it should have been Raw. Or, no, it's just Raw.
Look, she's getting all funny in front of the camera. She thinks he's funny now.
I am
Anyway.
funny. You said I get funnier as I get older, so.
That is true. That is true. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the reading, and I hope you guys can interact and give us some nays or yays and something to discuss maybe later. That'd be cool. And yeah, that's it. So we will begin. We are starting in Matthew chapter 20, verse 1 today. Would you like to go or you want me to go first? There is what? There is 34 chapters.
34 verses?
Verses, I mean.
That's like 17 apiece.
Oh, good.
I don't care.
Oh,
Doesn't
good.
matter.
Alright, guess I'm going. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is household which went out, householder which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he set them into his vineyard. And went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said unto them, Go ye also the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again, he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle. And he said unto them, Why stand ye here
Go ahead, go on.
all the day idle? They say unto him, Because no man has hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. Man, I wish
That shall you receive. Okay.
I wish our bosses said that. Whatever I want, all right.
Whatsoever is right.
Yeah, so he's giving them an opportunity, really and truly, because they can be like, well, we want 5 pennies. But he's like, whatever is right,
That's what you'll receive.
that's what you'll receive.
Mhm.
Wow, that's a key word, man.
That means life's not fair.
Got
But
it.
it means more than that, because he's actually explaining what he ended in verse 19, or in chapter 19. Go on.
So, when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came, that they were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received even every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the groomsman of the house.
Good man.
Why did I say grooms? Good man of the house, saying, This last happened. I can't say that word. These last have brought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal. They have worked unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day.
Wow.
You got something you gotta say?
No, I'm waiting until this particular section is over.
But he answered one of them and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take thine and go thy way. I will give unto this last even as unto thee. It is not lawful for a man to do what I will.
Is it not lawful?
Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thy eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last, for many be called, but few chosen.
Okay, so in verse 19, he ends and says, so it's Peter. Peter comes to him and says, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. This is just after the rich man entering into, it's easier for a rich man into the eye of a needle,
right.
Blah, blah, blah. And he says, we've forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? So here's Peter saying, what do we get?
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus answers and says to him, verily I say unto you that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So then he goes on, and he basically explains, this is what's gonna be like. And I mean, think about that, how much I feel like even today, we have a mindset that is I've been serving God for 20 years. I'm, that my mansion should be bigger than this guy over here because he's only been doing it for 5 years. Do you get what I'm saying? But he's saying no. The first will be last and the last will be first. Even though he is last, I called him last. He's still going to get the same thing as you, eternal life. He's still going to get 100-fold. So, I'm like, wow.
So in other words, stop comparing. Just do your work and do what you got to do to make it to heaven.
Yeah.
Stop being a baby. Stop comparing. Stop looking at your brother and sister and be like, but I'm a singer and I'm on the platform.
Oh, brother.
Well, I'm a preacher and I'm on, well, that's what they're doing. We're comparing each other.
That's what we
we
do.
Exactly. So we think that, that we're even making it there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we are not the judges. Only God's going to judge that time.
Yeah.
And that's what he's saying there. It's this is mine. I get to do what I want to do with this, not you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can give so-and-so what I want to give them. You're working for me.
Yeah, and he even says right at the end, I will give. Oh wait. Answer, friend. I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny?
Mm-hmm.
So you knew what the deal was.
Right.
Take that thine is and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? He's like, I hired him. He belongs to me. Wow.
So it's almost better just to go and let your will be done, Lord. I'll work until the day's over.
Right.
Whatever you feel is right to pay me, because you're a just man.
Well, and that's what he even says back there. He says that he'll give what is right.
So either trust in me, I'm going to give you what you need.
That's amazing.
Or you can quote a price and you might be losing out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Could be. That's just my thought. But anyway.
Wow. Okay, my turn?
We'll stop at 17, right? Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Do you want me to pick up there or?
You're on 17.
Yeah, okay. And Jesus going up to Jerusalem took the 12 disciples apart in the way, and said unto them, Behold, We go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock, and to scourge, and to crucify. And the third day he shall rise again. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshipping him, and desiring a certain thing from him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? And she said unto him, Grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right, and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Jesus answered and said, You know not what you ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with?
So they're actually asking to take the placement of, because he says it. What does he say? How does it go? To my right.
Like it's the right arm of salvation.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they're almost like they don't understand what they're asking for. Like they said, like you're asking to be this.
Well, and not to mention, like Jesus knows that he's going to be crucified.
Right.
He knows that he's going to be scourged. He knows all of this, and he's saying, like, "Are you sure you want to sit up here with me? Because you're going to have to be You're going to have to go through the same things that I have to go through."
So you're going to take this on, and that's why when all the other disciples were like, "Oh, we're not gonna deny you,"
That's just Peter.
but that he did
Mm-hmm.
because he knew he would have to go up there and take the same persecution that Jesus was taking.
Right.
Okay, makes sense. Cool.
Okay. They said unto him, We are able. And he saith unto them, You shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom is prepared of my Father. And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the 2 brethren. But Jesus called them unto him and said, You know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. I'll just stop for a second, because literally that was the word that I was thinking of this morning in the shower, was the word minister. And I was trying to recall what the definition was, and I believe it means to serve.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And so the phrase like minister the word, you know, because oftentimes I think we hear like, you know, oh, Isaac is going to minister the word today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wait, so he's going to serve the word?
So you're serving God.
Yeah. And I was praying, and I was like, you know, talking to God about his word,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that we would hear the truth, that he would show us truth in his word, and that we would, you know, not just hear it, but do it, that we will pick this word up, that we will put it on, that we will exercise it, we will practice, you know, be a part of the word, and let the word be a part of us. And so, anyways, that was the phrase that came to me, and so I would like to look up the definition of that word in the Strong's. 28. Okay. To be ministered unto. It means to be an attendant, that is, wait upon, menial, or as a host, friend, or figuratively teacher. Wow. Technically, to act as Christian deacon, administer, unto, serve, use the office of a deacon. Oh, okay. I get it, because the word literally is diakoneo. I don't know how to say it for real, but let's pretend like I do. But wow. So if you're gonna minister the word, then you're applicating it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're serving the word.
Mm-hmm. So you're serving
So
God.
I've always thought that this meant to preach.
Yeah.
This person's gonna come and minister the word. I'm like, oh, okay, they're gonna preach. Well, actually, they're not. They're going to actually serve the word. They're going to attend to it.
Well, think about that picture you're surfing up right there. We are the temple of God, and you have this person who's going up to minister the word. He is serving the Lord. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the Lord is within that building.
So, I guess what I am let's say, like, you know how oftentimes that you would go up and give a message,
Mm-hmm.
right? But before you gave the message, you actually had to experience the message. Do you get what I'm saying? So to me, and maybe I'm just misunderstanding, that is actually ministering the word. You're living it.
You're able to jump into that ministerial part of that thing you're reading.
Right, because it's actually a part of your life. You've actually experienced this word. You're doing it. You have done it. God has given you
A glimpse.
No, he literally put you through something so that you could go tell other people about it. You know, I don't just believe this word, I've lived this word. I actually had my own personal experience of this. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
It does. But at the same time, you know, people just get messages and they just preach it, but so I'm just saying, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't always work out that way. So yes.
Is that what we're supposed to do? I mean, that's a genuine question.
Yeah, it is.
Like, what does the Bible say? What does the Bible just go out there and just randomly, like...
Some churches, you know, they have formats laid out. You're going to preach as the church, we call that domination, the church group or whatever.
Yeah.
They have a message that goes out among that church.
A fellowship and affiliation. So, okay, so, you know, us coming from denominational churches, we would say that, well, like, I mean, our books, we have the books up there. So we would say, like, oh, God led me to this book, and this is what he wants us to teach over the next 6 weeks. Right?
Right.
So, I don't know. I guess I have some really mixed feelings about that. I would like to, I think I would want to look, like, further into that. Like, how does that work? How is that supposed to be?
Well, it seems like the people that have the situation you're talking about are really people that are deep within the spiritual attachment to the word, plus, you know, they kill their flesh to get what God is speaking to them. Like, let's look at some of the prophets. When they preach the word,
they're preaching the word.
Yeah, but it's like they have stories behind those words too, though.
That is true.
You know, so it's either it's became a part of them or they've been a part of.
That's
something.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying. I'm backing you up here, woman.
Oh, okay. Keep backing.
So I'm like, those are the sermons that you're hearing that like resonate with people. If that makes any sense.
Like a testimony.
Like it gets to your heart because it's what this person has sacrificed time, his flesh, to hear the word of God. He just didn't all of a sudden say, that coffee pot's silver. Let's talk about silver and gold next service. Just randomly.
Well, I mean, like, does anybody actually do that? I mean, I don't know.
I hope so. That's
what you hope that they're like, oh, let's
talk
about gold and silver.
I'm saying I hope they spend time studying, listening to the word, listening to God.
Okay, so let's say in settings that we've been in, where we were handed a Sunday school book or something like that, and it's like, or a Bible study book, and it was, this is what we're going to teach, or this is what you're going to teach to this particular group of people, whether it was children or adults.
I don't think that is. I think that's just what you're, most of the time is something that's been through the church program, and this would be good for this youth group. Let's go ahead and read this book.
But did God really, that's what I'm saying, like, is that really like God led?
How can it be God led if it's...
Did God say, hey, go listen to this book? So I guess I could partly say yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I will say that is because I remember one time that we were with our oldest pastor, mm-hmm. and he wanted us all to listen to a CD.
Mm-hmm.
And the CD was about forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember how much I struggled. Like, I did not want to listen to it. And I struggled with God over it. And then finally when I did, it was like, whoa. Like, changed my life forever. I've never been the same, like, when it comes to forgiveness. I just learned more and more and more about forgiveness. But at that particular time, it was a turning point in my life. And so, same with when he had us do the Purpose-Driven Life, long time ago. The same thing happened with that one.
Mm-hmm.
That book there were a couple chapters in that book that I read, and I was like, I struggled with it. I fought with God over it, but ultimately God showed me the end, and I was like, wow. So I guess that I would have to say that, yeah, I think that God could lead us to a book to read. I mean, we should always read with wisdom, because there's some interesting things out there that aren't truth.
I mean, I agree to a certain extent, yes. Because I have situations where we had the men's group, and that men's group taught me all kinds of stuff that I didn't know as an adult, which I should have known as a young man. So, yeah, it touched me. Yeah. I'm not saying it touched everybody, but definitely changed my way of thinking when it came to...
Yeah, you didn't feel like you were alone in the world anymore, dealing with things.
I say yes. So, yeah. I say yes and no.
Yeah, I think sometimes we might pick something up for selfish reasons. You know what I mean? I do think that. And if anybody ever said that they are not guilty of this, they lie. Because, how often have we sat in church services and thought, oh, this will be a good message for so-and-so. Yeah. Wish so-and-so was here so they could hear this message right now. It ain't for me, but it's definitely for this one. So I think that we do the same thing with books. You know what I mean? We'll pick up a book and we'll be like, yeah, this will be a good book for so-and-so to read. They got all kinds of bitterness in their heart, Or, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that we can be selfish like that.
And I guess God can use anything for anything.
That is true.
We can't, I guess that's passing judgment on things when, yes, they can pick it up or just pick it up and being lazy. I'm guilty of that. Just saying, hey, I'm going to read this because...
That's true.
So, but God can use it and turn around and say, oh, okay, well, I'll still use this and touch someone's heart today.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, moving on.
All right, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta
work it through.
Yeah, chew through it.
Yeah, that's what we just did. Shut up, insert foot in mouth. And almost.
Yeah, I don't want to chew on my foot. Okay?
Because it's true and it's not true. God can still use it, but as humans, we can still do stupid things.
Of course.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I got you.
All right.
Okay. I forgot where it was though.
I want to say you're on 29.
Okay. Oh yeah, because 28, even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, to give his life a ransom for many. And as they departed from Jericho, a great multitude followed him. And behold, 2 blind men sitting by the wayside, when they heard that Jesus passed by, cried out, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David. And the multitude rebuked them because they should hold their peace. But they cried the more, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David. And Jesus stood still and called them and said, What will ye that I shall do unto you? They said unto him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. So Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes. And immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed him.
So I get, when I hear that, you always wonder how you become a mighty man. You know, and Jesus did all these things, and we can do some of those things through Jesus Christ ourselves. And it's like, if you want people to actually follow you as a leader, you have to be Christ-like.
Yeah. And he was a servant.
Yeah.
He became the least to be the greatest. He was already the greatest. He's God.
Yeah. That's crazy. I think that's anything else?
No,
Cool.
I don't think so.
Well, that concludes this reading for today. Anything you want to say to anybody else watching?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot the movie. Oh yeah, we put this down.
What was that? A couple weeks ago now? I don't even know.
About 2 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah, including this one. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, we went and watched the movie Sound of Freedom. Oh, that movie was it was a pretty devastating movie. It was heart-wrenching, it was eye-opening, and it was just, gosh, something else. Like, I cried during the movie, after the movie, for days after the movie. I just couldn't get out of my mind. You know, you're thinking about these children, and you're thinking about my country, my nation. How could they possibly have something to do with this? And it was just, I don't want to like tell the story because, you know, like, spoiler alert. But I definitely highly recommend anyone to see it. You know, you might not want to take your children with you. It's not, they don't show anything bad. You will get the idea, though, of what is going on. It is not a children's movie because it is about rescuing a couple of kids out of child trafficking, sex trafficking, about a police officer, an agent that ends up working with an ex-leader of the cartel and has to go into Colombia and rescue a little girl. He rescues the boy first, but the girl is kind of a different story.
The whole movie, honey?
Anyways, no, that's
She gotta tell you the
that's
whole
just
movie.
the plot. That's the plot.
Man.
But yeah, at the end of the movie, the guy, I can't remember his name right now. He gives like a testimony, you know, and you know he's giving a testimony like this should bring hope.
It's the guy that played Jesus, right?
Yeah, in the Passion of Christ.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, I did not feel hopeful. It was heart-wrenching to me because all I could think about was my own grandchildren or my nieces, my nephews, and like, what if something like this happened to them? You know, this particular family was very fortunate that there was this man that was there that was able to help, but that is not always the case. And gosh, we really need to pray for our kids. You know, there's a lot of things happening in our world today that is not for our children at all. It is really a scary world for our kids. It seems like our children are just being targeted everywhere and in all aspects.
And this doesn't matter where you come from, what nation you come from, what country you come from. This is just worldwide. I mean, and that's the scary part. It's that we allow, I'm going political now, we allow all these people to come over we got this border issue that we have, and we have these parents, this is where my heart goes out to the illegal immigrants that are coming over here from their kids, is that some of them kids, we have no idea where they even go, where they're even at. And these parents are trusting that they're going to make it here to America, wherever they're going, Texas, California, wherever it is, and boom, gone. The easiest sex trafficking ever that can be committed. And then you have it on our own soil, you know what I mean? That stuff that Epstein and all that stuff was a part of is a huge part of this sex trafficking stuff.
You're gonna get us banned. We're like barely on YouTube.
Anyway, it's just scary.
We'll be switching over to Rumble or the Jump or something.
And it makes you very angry and feel helpless.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I have grandkids, but I couldn't imagine having kids. We just us alone, us two. Like, we had our kids by our, get over here, stay close by. We took self-defense for forever.
And we put our kids through self-defense because
we wanted them to be awake to, hey, this world is not as nice. You can't be naive, because there's mean, evil people in this world and they want to cause harm to you. That's like, I put her in self-defense not because I wanted to be this big bad mama jamma. I always pictured she was the head instructor.
Oh, okay.
But the point of it was, it's like I always pictured her like, putting groceries in the back of the car and my son's in the front, or the wherever, front seat, back seat, in the car seat.
Or standing next to me.
And someone just shoving her in the car, and then gunpoint, and her feeling helpless and hopeless, not knowing what to do. Well, we solved that problem. That's unless it's time for us to go, it's time for us to go. But otherwise, that problem was solved. She knew how to deal with that situation, hand-to-hand combat. So it's a good thing to talk to your children about the world they're in today, because children, they're, like the Bible says, they're innocent.
Yeah.
But the people of this world are not innocent.
No.
So take the time to love on your children and explain to them.
Stranger danger.
Yeah. Exactly. Because that's all we can do. Because they're gonna get bigger and they're gonna be playing outside by themselves with their friends, and we've seen plenty of YouTube videos where these kids
you can't live in fear. So what are you gonna do? Like, never let your kid out to play?
And these kids are like 9 years old, 10 years old, playing outside. You wouldn't expect that to happen, but
that is one thing that they do actually show in the movie, is they show these clips of kidnappings that take place and how quickly it happens. And it's like, it's surprising. Like, it's very alarming when you see like just how fast, they roll up on a kid and they just like snatch them and they're gone. And that actually, like, that really sounds an alarm inside of me, because in my self-defense experience, I experienced a lot of things that surprised me, because we did a lot of scenario training, and it shocked me like how quickly you could be stabbed and how fast the knife is actually moving, and just things just happen so fast in these moments. And so it's good to be aware of your surroundings. It's good to get something under your belt, get some tools. We've been even talking about maybe going back and taking some kids and teaching them some training or self-awareness. But that's still in prayer and discussion.
And I think the biggest part of it is not even learning how to do a kick and a punch. The biggest part is being aware.
Yes.
Because that's what prevents things from happening at the very beginning. Like, you pulling next to a car, well, know your surroundings. Look in the car as you're getting out of the car.
Yeah, make eye contact.
Yeah, look in the car. Is there people sitting in there with a mask? Could it be that obvious? You know what I mean? But it's good to be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Yeah. Keep
your head on a swivel.
But it's definitely a good movie. Highly recommend it to everyone to watch. It's hard. It's very difficult to watch, but
We gotta cut this. It's gonna be long.
yeah.
So we're gonna end here. God bless you guys. I love you. Have a great rest of your day, or morning, or night.